Sir, I think you're gonna want to see this.
Holy shit, kid. This might be the evidence we needed. Now, can you zoom in?
Yes, sir. I believe I can.
Now, can you enhance?
Yes, sir. I can do that.
You serious?
The fans have spoken. Amazon's Rings of Powers has been rejected. But the great news is that Google Trends just proved that the more people learn about the series, the faster they jump ship to HBO's House of the Dragon. And what's Prime's response to the backlash? Nothing more than giving out free movie tickets to a one-night event in order to boost their premiere numbers. How pathetic. And while all that is happening, you have Wizards of the Coast deciding to follow Amazon's lead in mocking Middle-earth by race-swapping Aragorn. Another day, another battle, and we hold the line. Welcome, Slayer Nation. I hope all of you are having a phenomenal day, my friends. You know, my grandfather taught me a long time ago that lies can dig some of the deepest holes in the ground, but they make for lousy shovels whenever you want to dig yourself out of that same mess. And Amazon is learning that lesson right now the hard way as Google throws dirt over their paint-by-numbers production and continues to show the embarrassment that Rings of Representation is.
Weeks before he worked up the courage to court me proper.
2 weeks at most.
It was 5.
You're lying. She's lying. She may play coy now, but she was a moon-eyed girl in love from the moment we met.
Now, the Super Bowl season for streaming addictive distractions has begun, and HBO's House of the Dragon is the champ to beat. A comparative Google Trends search comparing interest in the two series over the last 30 days shows that House of the Dragon has garnered far more interest from potential viewers than the tale based on J.R.R. Tolkien's Sword and Sorcery source material. Searches for the two shows were nearly identical until July, when the first trailers for both shows were released. What happened around July? We all know that was Comic-Con when the atomic bomb went off and blew up Amazon Prime's Ring of Recycled Fantasy. That's when the cast and crew spilled the beans that this was all about Hollywood ideology. Take a look at that graph. The first one, you can see that House of the Dragon has taken off like a rocket shooting into the stratosphere, and Rings of Power has flatlined. That second graph, what do you see there? You see in June, they were almost neck and neck between Dragon and Rings. And now in August, House of the Dragon is sitting at 100% interest, and Rings has only gone up 3 points from 12 to 15. That is a tectonic plate shifting. The Earth is moving underneath Amazon's feet, and it's only pointing to failure. Now, if you're proud to stand up to this abomination of art, or you're new to Middle-earth and you want to join the fight to defend Tolkien's beloved legendarium, then smash that subscribe button down below, sound the horns, and share this out far and wide so we can continue to grow the fellowship. And if you have a minute, my friends, give a shout out to my brother and video editor, Sinde. He's a genius with a heart of gold, and he deserves it for all of his hard work.
It's the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. Am I coming in clear?
So I have a surprise for you, my friends, the cherry on top. The media is slowly being dragged, kicking and screaming, having to reveal the truth about Rings. Game of Thrones beats Lord of the Rings. House of the Dragon pre-release demand is 20 times higher than the Rings of Power. Fandom Wire is using para-analytics for their data in order to create that knockout headline. Now, last week, I shared a clip from Amazon's press conference in India. See, Bezos wants to corner the Indian market. Well, according to Parrot data, guess what? It's not going to happen because the interest on a scale from 0 to 100 is only 39% in India. And when you talk about Mexico City, where they held their other premiere, only 31% of the people are interested. Compare that to House of the Dragon, its lowest number across the world, from New Guinea to the Netherlands, is 51%. That spells doom for the Rings of Recycled Fantasy. Now, if Jeff Bezos really loved Tolkien, what he would do is he would shelve this project, go back to the storyboards, and put it off for a year. Get back to the basics and actually follow the book, like J.D. Payne and Patrick McKay say. We go back to the book. Well, they aren't. But instead, Bezos isn't going to do that. He's just going to bring out an EMS tech, resuscitate it with CPR every few moments. But I'm sorry, your patient has flatlined. Now, the only thing Prime is doing to fight this backlash against their reimagination of their Middle-earth manifesto is to give out free movie tickets like I told you earlier. What is that doing? Nothing. You could see that coming from a mile away. Why are they doing it? Well, that's kind of like the free shipping that they offer with Prime. They ensnare you in this gimmick, and then you feel later on that you're trapped and you don't want to shop anywhere else. Now, if it was a different studio at a different time, I might even give them the benefit of the doubt. But after all, we're talking about Amazon Prime. And the only reason they're handing these out is because they want to transform everyday, ordinary normies into shills that sing their praises. Because access turns most men into mice. Prime wants to create an army of hashtag heroes to build the hype that the studio couldn't. And why should they? How could they when they were saddled with a clueless showrunner and a cast of activists? Isn't that right, JD?
You don't need to know anything about Tolkien to enjoy this show. You can walk in off the street having never seen any of the movies, having never read any of the books, and the show will sweep you away and tell you all that you need to know about Middle-earth.
Thank you, Mr. Pang, for your candor and your eloquence. You just summed up this series perfectly and everything that's wrong with it. None of us need to know about the Legendarium. None of us need to know about Middle-earth. None of us need to know anything about Tolkien because there is no Tolkien in this series. Now, we're going to switch gears and we're going to follow another clueless fool who knows even less about the professor's life's work. That's the low IQ looters from Wizards of the Coast. They decided to mime what Amazon Prime was doing and mock Middle-earth by race swapping Aragorn. The folks at Middle-earth Enterprises take their roles as stewards very seriously, and every decision about characters has been made with deep reverence to the original, wrote Wizards content manager Adam Staborski. With that in mind, together we set out to make a set that follows two guiding principles, diversity and originality. You know what I hear? We're updating this for modern times with our Hollywood social ideology. That's it, nothing more. But there is no modern version of Tolkien. There is only Tolkien's version, and that's it. Nothing more, period, end of statement. But if the fools at Wizards of the Coast want to follow Prime into the pitfall and follow down that path, go for it. My best wishes to you. Good luck.
I'm Sydney Goodman, and today we're going to announce all of the borderless scene cards. When brought together, these cards will form amazing, recognizable scenes from the books.
The long hibernation of the fans is over. We're trying to create a better world. And how do you do that? You get out there, you live your life, and you lead by example so others can follow. You want to have better entertainment, then you stop handing your money over to those that hate you. You want better stories, then you start fighting for the ones you love. So get out there and let them hear you roar. We never bow down, we never bend the knee, firmly defiant. Step up, stand tall, and get busy living your best life now, always forward.